In wake of LeBron's comments on Anthony Davis, NBA sends memo to teams on tampering. It was a well-coordinated effort by his agent, Rich Paul of Clutch Sports. Days before the Pelicans came to Los Angeles to face the Lakers, with as the big headline. It was an effort to put pressure on the Pelicans. The Lakers would love to get in a trade conversation with New Orleans right now, but sources with direct knowledge of the Pelicans' plans have been clear with me, Davis is not being traded during this season. Was that tampering? By how the NBA has chosen to enforce the rules over time, it was not. Players talking about other players has been allowed. Like it or not. And through the media moves like LeBron's represent a drop in the bucket of recruiting that actually goes on. Everyone tampers. Everyone knows it. And with player movement part of what is fueling the growth in the NBA's popularity, the league isn't going to come down hard on stopping it. Trying to save some face, the NBA sent a memo to teams about player tampering. In a memo obtained by ESPN on Friday morning, league counsel seemed to be alluding to James' scenario, saying, employment contracts are to be respected and conduct that interferes with contractual employment relationships is prohibited. This principle is particularly important in today's media environment, where any actions or comments relating to potential player movement receive immediate and widespread public attention. Teams should be entitled to focus their efforts on the competition this season with the players they have under contract, without having to divert attention or resources to conduct or speculation regarding the potential destinations of those players in future seasons once their contracts expire. Okay, but what are you going to do about it? The memo says if player comments are part of a pattern of an organizational effort to recruit a player, it will be seen as tampering. Great. But the Lakers, already burned by tampering fines for Magic Johnson, are not the ones making a public push to get AD to LA. That's LeBron. He went to dinner with Davis after the Lakers/Pelicans game, and the two share an agent, so it's easy for LeBron to get that message through. Or, LeBron could just text Davis. Or talk to him at the All-Star Game events. Or a million other ways. Teams can do the same thing. The Lakers signed in part because he is a Rich Paul/Clutch client and it helped establish a relationship that would bring future players to the team, but that's not tampering, that's a player signing. Proving an organizational effort by a team to tamper is going to be very difficult, unless the league gets a hold of smoking gun emails or something. Teams are smarter than that. All of this gets back to the main point above, how badly does the league really want to stop this? They don't want the perception of tampering, but player movement and rumors of player movement are a huge part of the game's popularity. The league doesn't really want it to stop. It's just about the perception. This was the expected outcome after news leaked of to relieve the pain of bone spurs. Now it's official, Wall will have the surgery and will not return to basketball activities for 6 to 8 months. From the official release by the Wizards, Wall had tried to play through the pain in his foot, but it had thrown his game off. Wall is shooting just 30.2% from 3, has an 18.5% that would be his lowest since his sophomore season, and his efficiency wasn't the same. Wall also didn't work as hard off the ball, nor did he defend as well this past season. Washington has been 5.1 points per 100 possessions better with Wall off the court this season. Wall missed 41 games last season with a knee issue. He played 32 games this season. Wall's 4-year max extension kicks in next season at a salary of $38.2 million, and climbs from there. Phoenix, AP, there was no getting around the pain in his right ankle, so figured out a way to deal with the injury. I was trying not to move as much, kind of relied on my shot, Murray said. He's rarely shot it better than he did Saturday night. Murray scored 46 points and made a career-high 9 three-pointers, carrying the Western Conference leading Denver Nuggets to a 122-118 victory over the Phoenix Suns, the adrenaline from a big night helping him deal with the ankle. Murray was 16 for 24 from the field with the second most points he scored in a game this season. He scored 31 a night earlier in a win over San Antonio. The Suns almost overcame a 22-point, fourth-quarter deficit, drawing to 113-110 on three-pointer with 1:51 to play. Hit a three to cut the lead to 117-113 with 30 seconds remaining, but the Nuggets closed it out with free throws in the final seconds. Added 23 points, 9 assists and 8 rebounds for Denver, Wall came off the bench to hit a career-high 5 three-pointers for his 15 points. He's my security blanket, Nuggets coach Michael Malone said of Jokic. At the end of the game, when the ball goes to him I know something good is going to happen. Rookie scored a season-high 33 points and added 14 rebounds for the Suns. Ayton made 12 of 13 shots in the second quarter for 24 points, The highest scoring quarter by a Suns rookie and sixth highest by any Sun in franchise history. "I don't think I started off playing well," Ayton said. "Coach took me out and I got my second wind and went out and forgot about the scoreboard and just played hard." Denver improved to 4-1 in the second of back-to-back games this season. The Nuggets made a season-high 18 threes for the second straight night. Phoenix, the last-place team in the West, is 0-6 on the second night of back-to-backs this season and has lost 4 of its last 5 overall. Suns star bruised his lower back in the second quarter after he stepped in to draw a charge on the Nuggets. Though announced as questionable for the second half, he returned and scored 27 points for the game, 20 in the second half. "We were worried if he could finish the game and be on the court," Suns coach Igor Kokoskov said. "He was fighting through pain and he was leading the group when we needed him the most." Murray started hot, knocking down his first 3 threes and finishing the first quarter with 13 points. He had 15 in the fourth. Murray lobbed her for a dunk with 2:39 left in the first half, giving Denver a 57-37 lead. The Suns went on a 12-2 run to cut the lead to 59-49, but hit a 3 just before the halftime buzzer for Denver. The Nuggets made 11 threes in the first half. Denver led by as many as 23 in the third quarter, but Ayton's hook with 19 seconds got the Suns within 90-78. Denver scored the first 7 points of the fourth quarter, but the Suns stormed back to make it interesting at the end. Is back. Or, at least he was for a night. Thompson shot 4 of 5 from 3 on his way to scoring 32 points on 21 shot attempts against Portland Saturday night. After one of those threes, Thompson told his right hand how much he missed it. The Warriors also got 25 points apiece from it as they got revenge for a loss earlier in the week to Portland, winning 115-105. Got turned away early but made the clutch plays late. One of the NBA's most dynamic dunkers shook off a rare rejection and helped the Milwaukee Bucks turn away Brooklyn's attempt to rally from a 23-point deficit in a 129-115 win over the undermanned Nets on Saturday. Antetokounmpo had his third triple-double of the season with 31 points, 10 rebounds and 10 assists, while scored 29 points, despite a quad injury. The Bucks, who have won 3 straight and 7 of 8, extended their NBA best record to 25-10. They nearly squandered their big lead after the Nets went on a 14-0 run in the fourth, and a 7-footer with 4:51 left trimmed the deficit to 7. "I think there was a pretty major lapse, the start of the fourth quarter," Bucks coach Mike Budenholzer said. Middleton and Antetokounmpo, the Bucks' 2 best players, reasserted control. After a bucket by Middleton, Antetokounmpo scored 6 straight and also drew a charge on former teammate in a 57-second span of the fourth that ended with the Bucks rebuilding a 15-point lead with 3:10 left. The Bucks were back on their way to their 3rd straight win and 7th in 8 games. "He was phenomenal in the last 5 minutes, Budenholzer said. But a 6'11" forward known for making highlight reels drew social media buzz after a dunk attempt in the first quarter was blocked by Nets center. "Leave it to Antetokounmpo to finish strong. That's what a superstar does. When it's crunch time, when it's time to close a game out, he did it," Nets coach Kenny Atkinson said. Napier tied his career high with 32 points on 9 of 15 shooting from the field and 10 of 12 from the foul line. Had 21 points and 10 rebounds. Milwaukee's added 24 points on 7 of 15 shooting from the three-point arc. Lopez provided balance from the perimeter, especially after hitting 5 of 9 from the arc in the first half to help open up a 19-point halftime lead. The 7-foot center has become quite a long-range threat since he started shooting threes with more frequency while with the Nets 2 seasons ago under Atkinson's tutelage. Atkinson was forced to come up with a plan on Saturday to slow down the league's highest-scoring team despite missing 6 players going into the contest because of injuries or rest. Brooklyn then lost forward with a right groin injury in the first quarter,